The thing I don't think a lot of people understand about guiding, whether it's fishing guide, hunting guide, outdoor guide, whatever, it's that it's an actual business. And you have to, in the instance of being a fishing guide, you have to be a businessman, not just a fisherman. And a lot of people, they don't realize this until it's too late. And let me go a little bit deeper on that. So I see a lot of people and they're just like, they're really passionate about fishing, and they just think that, like, if they start offering the service and they catch fish, they're like, people will come. And it's like, all right, that is a good play if you're willing to wait like a decade, because if you truly are a good fisherman, then you'll probably get a lot of word of mouth and referrals from people who, come out and book with you and stuff like that, which that's all great, but it doesn't happen really fast. Compounding takes time. So yeah, if you plan on sticking around for a few decades, great, that's a great play. But it's the people who think that they're going to get that result fast, like in a few months or a year or something like that. And the truth is, it just probably isn't going to happen. And you have to learn how to actually advertise your service and actually sell and things like that. And that's where people get tripped up, and then they don't get results as fast as they want. And there's not a right or a wrong path to it. Like, if you were like, no, I just want to fish, I'm not a businessman. Okay, that's fine, but just don't expect, you can't want unconventional results if you don't take the unconventional path. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the biggest thing is, if you want things that actually take off quickly, I realized this pretty fast. I'm like, I'm gonna have to learn how to do advertising, how to market my service, how to get good at sales. And people are like, oh my goodness, sales, I don't want to be a slimy used car salesman. No, you have to get good at sales, because it's not just about you. It's not just about you making more money, which is obviously pretty important, but it's actually about you helping people and getting people out on the water and taking them fishing and stuff. And you can't help people if you're broke and go out of business and can't run your charters anymore. So yeah, and I could go, I kind of want to actually go into this story, so I will. I always tell people the reason that it's good to get good at sales is because you never know when the person on the other side of the phone, when it could change their life. And sure, a lot of charters, it's just like, hey, people go out fishing with you and you don't ever think it changed their life. But I've had one instance in particular where I've literally took this guy and his grandson out fishing, and it completely flipped everything around for them. I actually ended up getting tagged in a Facebook post a year later, because it turns out the guy got back into boating. He joined a boat club. He was out, driving this boat around, and he hadn't been out on the water for 40 years until he came and fished with me. And the kid had never even caught a fish before, and then he got into fishing, and then, now who knows where that's going to take. And just imagine that day if his wife is actually the one who booked the trip. Imagine if that day I was just feeling, nah, I don't really want to, if she wants to book it, she'll book it. Well, she had a lot of questions, and I had to peel back the layers to actually get her to book the trip, concerned about stuff and, all these different things. And thank goodness I was actually on my A game and being a good salesman that day, because the money didn't change my life at all. The $400 or whatever, I wouldn't not be here today if it wasn't for that. But all the memories that they created out on the water, and all the ways that changed their life, is way more of an impact. So if money isn't enough of a reason to get good at sales, then at least do it for other people, because you never know when it can actually change their life. And yeah, that's my spiel on sales. But yeah, at the end of the day, fishing guides just don't realize that it is a business. You have to get good at business, and business things are marketing, sales, and then you get to actually do the fulfillment. And then once you start getting in over your head and running a lot of fulfillment, then you start doing management, which again, welcome to business, and you just make adjustments and save yourself time and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily that it's that hard. It's just that for some reason people don't realize it, and then they're like surprised when they get into it. They're like, oh no, I didn't sign up for this. I just want to be a fisherman. And it's like, being a guide is a business though, so